Hey guys, it's Tim, and today I'm gonna introduce you two bodyweight exercises that you should consider incorporating into your weightlifting routine. And those two exercises are the pull-ups as well as the dips. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. The reason why I chose these two exercises, firstly the pull-ups, is because if your end goal is to get good at calisthenics and you want to reach the goal of getting the muscle up or high pull-ups, doing pull-ups are like the foundational blocks and the first principles, and it's a non-negotiable if you want to get those skills, those calisthenic skills, because mastering your body weight is basically the principle of calisthenics. Therefore, if you really want to get good at calisthenics, do pull-ups. And why lat pull-downs are not mentioned is that, well, because I'm talking about bodyweight exercises, but if your main goal is to get as big as possible, progressively overloading on, you can still progressively overload on lat pull-downs as well as pull-ups. And you will notice that when you train pull-ups or lat pull-downs, your forearms will give out before you can even perform another rep, because your forearm also plays a vital role in pulling it down. That's why you buy gym straps, to alleviate the pain of the forearm not being strong enough to pull the weight down. However, if you do pull-ups, the gym strap isn't going to help a lot, because it's against gravity, if you know what I mean. So in a way, if you train pull-ups, it will force you to strengthen your grip strength. And I will go as far as to say that if you completely remove lat pull-downs and replace it with weighted pull-ups, you will still see noticeable gains. And the added benefits of getting functional strength and relative strength and doing cool calisthenics movements are also one of them. And yeah, that's the reason why I included pull-ups into my video. I want to talk about dips, and there's a good reason why I included dips in this video. People always say that dips are like the squat of the upper body, because there's some truth to it, because the dips are basically the compound movements of the upper body. Like the squat, you'll target your quads as well as your glutes and your hamstrings a little bit. It's the same for the dips, because you train your shoulders, your triceps, as well as your lower chest. If your lower chest is undefined or underdeveloped, doing dips is a good exercise to incorporate if you want to build that lower chest. Now I'm going to talk about the form for both of these exercises. I'll talk about the form for the pull-ups. Well, this is my back, and the scapula is basically the bones beside your rhomboids. And think of trying to squeeze a pen behind your back using just your scapula. As you can see right here, I'm imagining myself trying to squeeze something behind me, and just imagine there's a bar on top of me and I'm doing scapular retraction. Retract your scapula, pull up as fast as possible and go down slowly. And once you reach the lowest point of the pull-up, feel the stretch and repeat. Pull up fast, go down slow, feel the stretch, repeat. You'll feel like your back muscles being really sore after that. Now I'm going to talk about dips and the forms for dips. Just now I mentioned about scapular retraction. Now I'm going to talk about scapular protraction. Yup, this is me on the same spot. Scapular protraction is really simple, and basically just imagine your shoulders, pushing your shoulders away from your ear, like how I'm doing this right now. Yeah, like, yeah, scapular protraction, baby. Imagine yourself on the bar like that, like the dip bar, and then you protract your scapula, go down slowly, and push it up fast. Or you just do like a normal rep. And there, as I said just now, doing dips will target the lower chest, the triceps, as well as the shoulders. If you want to emphasize more on the shoulders, the triceps, just do a normal dip. The normal dip will do. But if you want to focus and emphasize particularly on the lower chest, what I found was that if you lean forward and go down really deep and you'll feel the stretch, that is a really good stretch for your lower chest. And I also found out that if you want to save time, you can just do lengthened partials, and it really worked for me. However, the research around lengthened partials are incomplete, and there isn't a full picture about, like lengthened partials being the best way to incorporate into your exercise. But through my own experience, it saved me a lot of time and effort to increase that muscle activation on my lower chest. but do mind that doing lengthened partials are really intense. So if you keep doing lengthened partials too much, like every single set you do lengthened partials to failure, just know that your lower chest is going to be really sore, and you might not be able to use your lower chest for the next workout, which is not ideal. You shouldn't train to failure in every set, because you want to save some of the you want to be more consistent, because if you're too fatigued for your next workout, you wouldn't be able to do the workout, and lesser workouts means lesser muscle activation, and lesser muscle activation means lesser muscle growth and lesser gains. Yeah, one more thing about pull-ups is that when you pull up, you want to reduce the involvement of the lower body as much as possible. So when you do pull-ups, make sure to curl your leg up a little bit and put your legs together, so that when you pull up, you're only using your upper body. As for the dips, make sure when you're like dipping down, your arms should be 90 degrees. And if your arms are not 90 degrees, your arms are like flaring out or going a certain way, like contorting in different exorcism styles of whatever, it means that your strength is not enough. And a good way to build that strength is to do push-ups. And yeah, another honorable mention is push-ups, but I didn't mention them in this video is because, you know, actually push-ups are really good arm exercises, but I didn't include them in this video because I thought that push-ups are not primarily good at isolating any muscle groups, and you might as well just use weights to like target the upper chest or the chest in general. That's why I didn't include push-ups, but push-ups are still good for beginners. How are you supposed to incorporate these exercises into your routine? How I would program pull-ups into my routine is to include it as my first few exercises in my workout, because doing pull-ups will expend a lot of your energy. If you do pull-ups as the last exercise of your workout, you'll realize that you can't even do a rep. Doing pull-ups require a really good amount of strength, a certain level of strength. That's why I always include them as my first few workouts, so that I can do more reps of pull-ups. As for dips, you can include it anywhere between your first set or your last set of your workout. That's really all I have for you today. Thank you so much for listening to me yap about calisthenics and weightlifting. I love you all, man, and stay safe and get jacked, bro. Yeah.